listening to podcasternews.com.
Welcome to the LA Story Podcast with Stevie Wilson.
Hi, we're back here with Natasha, and we're going to do an updo, but this one's based on braid. So Natasha, tell us what the scoop is on this.
Okay, so we want this to be really simple. This is for anybody with extra long hair. As you can see, Danny over here has extremely long hair. So with this particular style, a little more length is definitely better. My length, you could get away with it. You're just going to have a smaller, tighter updo. Okay, so we're going to start with, the idea is to have a chignon that sits on the side. So we're going to start with our first braid, kind of towards the back. We're going to give it a little bit of direction. And then our second braid is going to sit down here. Danny's hair is very, very thick. If it was finer hair, then I would just want to use one braid going down the side.
Ah, okay, that's good to know.
So we prepped Danny's hair with some Shine Lux. Just lost my train of thought there. Give it some nice shine. We don't want it to be too tight. We want it to be nice and loose.
Okay, I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. Sorry, people.
If you make your braid too tight, it will tend to look contrived, but you can see how when the braid is loose and you bend it, you can't even tell that it's braided hair.
No, it's beautiful.
Yeah. And if you have these little guys that pop out, that's perfectly fine. Uncontrived hair up is what's happening right now. So you don't want it to be too perfect.
You want it to be a little messy.
You want it to be a little messy. And then we have these great rubber bands that you can get at Target or CVS, and they're just clear, so they disappear in the hair. And they're real tiny, which is great for the end of a braid, which gets very thin. Okay. There we go. If you want to mess it up a little bit, you can just go to the center of that braid, and you can sort of pull and push.
Okay.
I don't want it to be too messy, so I'm just going to do that a little bit. You see that?
Okay, cool.
Great. And we're just going to swing over to the front. And we're going to start our braid right off to the side. So I'm going to think about where I want this chignon to sit. So I want it to sit just under her here, over here. So that's exactly where I want to place my braid. Does anybody not know how to braid hair? It's possible, right?
It's possible. The question is that for somebody who's doing this for themselves, how long should they figure that it will really take? I mean, I don't want somebody to come in thinking they can do it in 20 minutes because...
They should be able to do this in 5 minutes.
Really?
10 minutes maximum.
Cool.
Yeah. I think most ladies know how to braid hair, so you can just start with your 2 braids. You don't have to style your hair in advance. That's the beautiful thing. So your hair could be real messy. For curly girls, this is incredible because their hair is got all these curls. So when you do the braids and you put it up, you can't tell that it's braided. It just looks like a beautiful, expensive salon updo.
Awesome.
Braids have been the rage, and I think they're kind of moving away from being the rage, but no one will know that your hair is braided. This is just a technique to give you some nice texture. So now that we have our 2 braids, we can move right into putting the hair up.
Okay, people.
We're going to end up on the side over here. I'm going to start by hiding this braid, pull it across the back, which gives it some nice texture across the nape area. I'm going to wind it around my other braid, and then I'm going to tuck those ends right inside and secure it with one of those nice big bobby pins that we talked about. Now I'm using a big bobby pin because Danny's hair is very thick. One pin down, one pin across. So underneath there near her scalp, she's got 2 pins that are crisscrossed. So now I've just created insurance for myself.
It's an anchor.
Her hair's not going to fall out. And then I'm just going to continue on. I'm going to think about hiding my other pins. And I'm just going to pull that through. You see how we can't tell that that's braided anymore?
No, oh my gosh, this looks awesome.
We're going to take another bobby, and I'm thinking about where my anchors are, and I'm just going to push that through. And then I want to hide those ends. It's kind of a lot of end. I'm going to use my mirror as a little bit of a tool. I kind of like seeing these pieces stick out.
They look almost like feathers.
Yeah. I'm going to use a hairpin.
Okay.
And I'm going to use the hairpin through my bobby to create more of an anchor. I see my little rubber band there. I want to hide that. This is a great trick so that the hairpin doesn't fall out. Just bend your one side so when it goes in, it can't come out.
Oh, cool.
So I just want to pull these 2 guys together, and I'm going to put that in there. It vanishes. And then I want to take this guy and get rid of that. It's a little too much going on there. So I'm going to just tuck that under and give her one last bobby pin.
Okay, so you can see this. Wow.
So Danny's really young. Pretty. She's 22 years old, so we don't want it to be too perfect. We want it to be uncontrived. We want her to not feel like an old lady when she's going out. So I'm just messing it up a little bit more, hiding anything that needs to be hidden, giving her some hairspray, pulling a couple little pieces down in the front. Does that feel nice and secure, Danny?
Yeah, perfect.
With some big earrings, she's ready to go.
Oh yeah, and I'm going to take a really nice, there you go people, so you can really see what this looks like. That's awesome. What a beautiful look. So you can actually see it this way, so we'll zoom in on Danny this way. So you can see what it looks like from the front. So this is Stevie for the LA Story, thanking Natasha and Danny for this styling tip.
Thanks for joining Stevie Wilson on LA Story. Feel free to check out other podcasts and videos. Bookmark it now. www.la-story.com